Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be making wonderful bread. This is a homemade bread that you will be making and it's easy to make. And what I have here is 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I have 2 bread pans to put our bread in. And on this saucer here, I'm bring it a little bit closer so you guys can see. I have a tablespoon of active yeast and I have a tablespoon of sugar. Here I have 1 1/3 cup of milk. And I have 3 tablespoons of melted butter. And we're going to have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And these are the things that you will need to make your bread. So what you want to do is we're going to heat our milk. All right, we want to heat our milk just to the temperature where it's like just a little bit warm on your wrist, because you don't want it hot. It will kill the active dry yeast that we're going to put in it if you have it too hot. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and add the yeast and the sugar to the warm milk. We're going to add that to it. Get that good mix. Mix that up real good. We're going to let this sit aside and let it rise a little bit before we put it in our bread. Then to our flour, we're going to take a 1/2 teaspoon, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Okay, you want to put in a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Put that into your flour. Get that all incorporated. And then with clean hands, when you wash your hands, we're going to wash our hands. We're going to take our milk and flour and yeast mixture. We're going to add that to the flour.
Use only 2 tablespoons of oil. I accidentally poured the whole thing in. Only 2 tablespoons of oil.
Get all in there. We'll add our butter. Get all in there. Now we're going to start incorporating our yeast milk. Set that to the side there. Right. What we'll do is we're going to roll it. We don't want to add no more flour to it at this point. We want it nice and sticky like. This is a quick bread. Wash your hands. Spray your bread pan. What we're going to do is we're going to take our mixture and we're going to put it in our bread pan. Put it to your bread pan. it to our pan. And this is what we have. We're gonna put it aside. We're gonna let it rise for an hour and a half. And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna bake it. Put something over it. Seal it. And then we're gonna come back an hour and a half. All right, guys, our bread is ready. Go uncover it. See how the bread has risen? See how the bread is risen? So, in order to have a crusty type bread, what you want to do is you want to take a pan, you're going to take some water, you're going to fill it up. We want a crust on our bread. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this water and we're going to put it inside our oven. We'll put this pan of water inside the oven on the bottom shelf, like that. See? We have the pan in the oven on the bottom shelf, and that's going to give it a steam in the oven. So we'll push that in, and then we're going to take our bread and we're going to put it in 385-degree oven, and we're going to bake it for 40 minutes. We're going to close this, but after 30 minutes, you want to check your bread. And we'll come back when it's done. All right, guys, our bread is done. Let's check our bread. All right, our bread is done. This is our bread. We're going to coat the top with some butter. Okay. And we're going to let it cool. Then we're going to cut into it once it cools.